Are you a fan of Taylor Swift? Well, if you are going to love this mani I'm doing today. What's up, nail crew? It's Nicole, your fellow nail-obsessed DIYer, and we are doing a mani today with one of the colors from the Taylor Swift-inspired collection from OG Dip Powder. And I wanted to show you all a quick little shot of all the colors in this insane collection. Let me tell you, these are unbelievable. Each one of the colors was inspired by one of her album covers, and they are stunning. Glitters, shimmers, glow in the darks, thermals. This is one of the coolest collections that I have ever seen from OG, and I just wanted to give you guys a little sneak peek of what it's like. For today's mani, we're gonna do some color blocking. And I've had a lot of people ask me, what happens if you use peel base? How do you do color blocking without peeling up the peel base? Well, I got you. The first thing that you wanna do is whatever nails you're gonna color block on, you wanna do just a thin layer of clear dip powder. That is going to cover the peel base, and you're going to make sure that when you put the tape down, you don't accidentally pull up your peel base. I want to do this gorgeous pink called Pink on Wednesdays. It's actually from the Mean Girls collection from OG Dip Powder. I like this tape that I found from Amazon. One of my friends recommended it to me. It's a thinner masking tape, and it works really well for doing color blocking because rather than using those humongous pieces, it's a nice thin piece. And if you want to do like a bunch of color blocks on your nail, like a bunch of different color block lines or something, the tape is thin enough that you can do that. So after I dipped the clear, I like to feel it a little bit and make sure that it's dry. You definitely don't want to try to lay your tape on it when your nail is still wet. That will make your clear dip powder kind of come up as well when you pull the tape off. So I always like to feel my nail that has the clear on it and make sure that the powder is nice and dry, which it was. Then I took the pink and did it on the left side of it. I haven't color blocked in a really long time, so I wanted to do a fun color block on this mani, but nothing crazy. I'll be honest, my creativity has not been doing that well lately for my nails. I haven't been feeling as creative with my manis. I've kind of been going back to more simple manis, and it's been making my confidence go back up again and feel like, okay, I can do this. Once you've done your 2 dips of your pink color, or once you've done your 2 dips of your solid color, then you can gently peel the tape up. And let me tell you, it is so satisfying. I don't even know why. I just love peeling the tape up. You always want to make sure that you activate your solid color in a color block. That's really helped me from getting my colors contaminated with the glitters when you're doing a solid color and a glitter. And I like to go through my nails. You'll see me do this in all my videos. I dip all my solid colors first, top them with clear, and activate, just so that I don't get any glitters in my solid nails or my shimmer nails. It works really well for me. So if you're somebody who's a really messy dipper too, just like me, then that step will probably be really awesome for you. So don't skip the activating your solid colors after you dip them first. Once my solid colors are activated and marked safe for me, contaminating them with glitter, then I'll go with my glitter. I always pour my glitter into a cupcake liner or some kind of little container. I did get some new containers yesterday, so I'm super excited about trying them. I just ordered them. Hopefully they're gonna work for me better than the little cupcake liners do. I tend to make a mess with the cupcake liners. I think because I've been using really small ones. In this mani, I use the big ones, but I'm just so clumsy with everything that I still tend to knock over the little cupcake liners. Whenever you're dipping chunky glitters, your first dip, you don't want to pick up a lot of the big glitters. If you pick up too many of the big glitters on the first dip, then your nails are gonna get really chunky, and we definitely don't want that. We don't want our nails to be super thick, at least I don't. I mean, if that's the look you're going for, then, by all means, rock it. I like to shake up my glitter that's in the cupcake liner so that I get the big pieces exactly where I want them on my second dip as I lay my nail into them. Then I quick trace around the outsides of my nail, and while my nail is still wet, I've been taking an Orangewood stick and pressing down the glitters and moving them around to where I want them. If you're using a really fast drying dip liquids, this would not work as well, but OGs are medium dry time, so I have enough time to move some glitter pieces around and get them exactly where I want them. Now, I'm not super particular about where the glitter pieces are. As long as they're moved around decently and not all crowded together in one corner of my nail, that's fine with me. Since this glitter is black and white, I ended up moving the pieces around a little bit more than I normally would, just because I didn't want like clumps of the white glitter or clumps of the black glitter together. I want it to be pretty spread out throughout my nail. And this glitter, even though it has some irregular shapes, it laid so nice. So if you're somebody who's struggling with chunky glitters, doing the method of not trying to pick up too many chunky glitters in the first dip and then just trying to pick them up on the second dip more, that's going to help you so that you're not getting 2 layers of tons of chunky glitters that you're struggling to work with. Once I finish dipping all my straight glitter nails, then I'll go in and work on the color block nail. Some people do like to put the tape on the side that's already been dipped and activated just to make sure they don't accidentally get their brush over there, but I'm not that particular, so I just stick the base on and try to be as careful as I possibly can. If my color block is not perfectly straight or a little bit of glitter kind of gets on the middle, I don't get upset about that. Like, I feel like I did a pretty good job. I stayed in the middle, I stayed on the side with the glitter, and I only did 1 dip of the glitter, just made sure I picked up a bunch of the chunky glitters because I was going to top over that with clear as well. And I didn't want my nail to get super thick since it already had a layer of clear underneath it as well. Then I can go through and do my clear topping on all of my nails, the glitter nails that are left. If you're somebody who's messy, I would highly recommend having at least 2 containers for clear dip powder. 1 for when you dip solids and put clear over it, and then 1 or 2 more for when you do shimmers and glitters. I keep 1 for solids, 1 for shimmers, and then 1 for glitters because I make a humongous mess. If you're somebody who's super clean about doing your nails and you don't make a mess with the clear or the powders, then that's awesome. You don't need as many 3 different containers of clear, but for me, it really helps me to keep my solid ones not contaminated. Once I finish dipping the clear, I like to brush off the excess. That is something that also keeps your nails from getting too thick and chunky. And then I wait for my activator to dry. With the OG liquids, it takes a little bit longer for the activator to dry. It usually takes at least 5 minutes. And if my house is really warm, sometimes it takes longer. Like it'll take, close to 10 minutes for me for my activator to dry. Now let's chat top coating. I know there's been a lot of questions about top coating. I've seen in the different Facebook non-branded groups about mixing liquids, not mixing liquids. For me, I personally do not like to mix different brands' liquids. You can use any brand liquids with any powders, but when I'm doing the top coating, I found the best results come if I don't mix brands' liquids. So I make sure that I use all 3 steps together, or at a minimum, the activator and the top coat. And OGs are made so that the top coat and works with the activator. A lot of different dip liquids I've used, you have to wipe off the activators, and OG you do not. When you're doing top coating with the OG liquids, you want to do 1 hand at a time. Soak all 5 nails in activator, like soak them really well. You saw me basically add activator twice to each nail. Then once you get to your pinky, count to 10, then you can start going in with your top coat in thin, even strokes. On your first layer, you only want to do about 2 to 3 strokes. I accidentally did 4 on the one just because my thumbnail is so huge. You want to keep your layers of top coat really thin. That's going to help you get that crazy shiny top coat look that we all are longing for. Normally when I'm top coating, I do a little bit of edge capping on the first layer of top coat, but since I'm only wearing this mani for a couple days, I just like to cap the edges on the second coat. After you've done your first layer of top coat in the same order that you did your activator, then you can immediately go in for the second layer of top coat in the same order that you activated and top coated. I always go from thumb to pinky. It's just, I don't know, it makes the most sense. It's the easiest to remember for me, and now it's at a habit that I always do that. The second coat should also be added in thin, even strokes, but you can take your time a little bit more on the second coat, which is nice, and capping those edges will make your manis last as long as possible. Now, if you're still struggling with using the OG liquids, check out this next video where I do a mani with them. Thanks so much for joining me today, Nail Crew.